Thank you very much, Mike. 9:44 is the time. Supermarkets may be forcing customers to reuse plastic bags, but in other areas they're much less green.
The Local Government Association is calling for stores to reveal exactly how much packaging they go through every year. It's not just bad for the environment, but costly to the taxpayer.
Well, Edward Welsh is from the Local Government Association and Jane Bickerstaffe is Director of INCPEN, that's the Industry Council for Packaging and the Environment. Edward, what is the problem here? What's the scale of the problem?
Well, we think when people are trying to recycle more and keep down council tax, they should be able to find out how much packaging individual supermarkets are producing so that they can make informed decisions about where they go and shop.
So what form? Do you want a kind of table of who's doing best and who's doing worst?
Well, Waitrose, for example, on its website shows how much packaging they produce for however many tons of shopping they sell. And we believe that all the supermarkets should provide this kind of information so that consumers can go and check on the website and decide which supermarket they want to shop at so as to reduce the amount of packaging. Because at the end of the day, all of us pay for that packaging in council tax.
Jane, what's your objection to that?
Well, we think the LGA is being rather aggressive towards supermarkets. Supermarkets, manufacturers and retailers have to declare to the Environment Agency every year the amount of packaging they use and the amount that's recycled, and
So
they do that. It's under the law.
Why can't the consumer find out?
The consumer can. I mean, nobody hides packaging. It's there on the shelf. And when we go shopping, when you go shopping, you can see how much packaging there is.
But we don't know the figure for the amount per tonne of sales.
Would you want to?
Well, I'm just wondering how you respond to the argument that a consumer might want to know which supermarket to shop at if they're concerned that they want to buy less packaging. And that's hard to do as a consumer going into every supermarket. Why not let them have the information on a piece of paper?
Well, I think most of us go shopping for goods. We don't go for the packaging, but we couldn't have the goods and certainly not the food without the packaging. But we balance a lot of things. We balance cost, quality, how long we want to store things for. I mean, 50 years ago, we'd shop daily for our goods. We don't today. Today, we shop weekly, even fortnightly. And if we didn't have that packaging, we would have far more food waste. Food waste is a big environmental issue.
So the suggestion seems to be, Edward, that people aren't that concerned really about what you're asking for. What evidence do you have that consumers actually want that knowledge?
Well, I mean, first of all, what we know is that consumers don't want their council tax to go up. And we also know that consumers are recycling more, so that they are trying to do as best as they can. And it's great that consumers are doing that. What we do know is that supermarkets vary enormously between them about how much packaging they produce. We've been carrying out surveys every couple of years to look at how much packaging there is in a typical supermarket basket. And what we find is it varies tremendously. Now, if some supermarkets...
Between store to store?
Between the stores, absolutely, between store and store. And what we're saying, so for example, Lidl, for example, has the most kind of packaging that can't be recycled, for example. Now, we think shoppers would like to know, or many shoppers would like to know, which are the worst offenders and should make that choice.
Can I just... We're nearly out of time. Jane, do you want to come back on that one? Because that doesn't sound unreasonable, does it? If Lidl do have the, if you like, the worst record, why shouldn't people know that?
They're choosing different goods. This basket that's selected, sometimes they choose loose potatoes, sometimes they choose packaged one. And as shoppers, we have that choice. I think supermarkets do a good job in catering for all our tastes, because we're all different. Some people want loose produce, some people want it pre-packed, want frozen goods, chilled goods. I mean, we have it all there. And supermarkets are trying as hard as they can to reduce costs, because it's a recession. And if they keep costs down, then its cost to the customers are down too.
All right, we will have to leave it there. Thank you both very much this morning.
Thank you.